Alongside them, bike 11, 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐜𝐿 got up there. Everybody is up there. There were 20 at the start, and there's 20 now within 2 seconds of each other. Oh, we've got a crash, and it's one of the pits bike. It's Ahmed Afif Amran and Faris Putra. Ahmed Afif Amran has gone. And the winner, race 2, last time out, he is out early today by Russell.
Yep, and he'd come up so strong when we were here and looked like taking a double win until he had a mechanical.
This is the circuit that we have. It's very right-handed, but as you say, it's pretty balanced as well. The 2 loops, that's turns 6 and 7 and 9 and 10, and then 11 and 12. They make it really very interesting.
Yeah, some kinks as well to make things interesting.
And let's get some real interest down from the grid, where Daniel Bogas has got a couple of interviews for us.
Thank you, Des. Well, as you can see, the weather has really shown up. It's what we expected was rain, but it's properly hot, but with a light breeze. Nevertheless, let's go back to the grid right now, and we're going to talk to Akid. So, Akid, in round 1, you had a DNF and a P4, but last year here, you won the race in a spectacular fashion. How do you feel about this race now, starting from pole?
Okey, kalau untuk performance kita makin improve, bagi saya memang kita banyak improve untuk round ni sebab round sebelum ni kita masih mencari setup lah. So untuk round ni dan untuk next round saya rasa semuanya hampir ready untuk bersaing.
Thank you so much, Aki. Good luck. So the translation there was they was looking for setups all throughout yesterday, and they're ready for the race now, starting from pole. So we're going to head over down the front row, and we're going to talk to a guy who's been a star in this category right now, Aditya Fauzi. So Aditya, a really strong performance this weekend. What is your strategy with 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐜 for this race?
Ya, untuk race kali ini, race 1, mencoba lebih tenang, belajar dari pengalaman.
Thank you so much, Aditya. Good luck. So, so basically, Aditya was saying that he's going to be calm about it, and he's going to try and be tactical about the race and hopefully to win. So now we're going to finally cap it off with Giancarlo. So, hi, Giancarlo. Right now we have 4 Filipino riders on the grid, and it's quite a show. So how do you feel about this race now with 3 fellow compatriots?
So right now I feel pressure because this was my first time to race in the front, and hopefully this race will turns to be safely and hopefully to get a podium today.
That was going to be my follow-up question. You've been looking good this weekend, so how do you feel this has been so far for you?
Okay.
Like, you've been looking good this weekend, so how has zhuhai been for you?
I don't know.
So far, throughout the sessions, we've seen good performances from you. So how has zhuhai been for you so far? Sorry, essentially I'm asking, zhuhai has been good for Jan so far. How does he feel about it, the track and such?
So this track is more technical than the Thailand. So I expected this race will be more challenging, and hopefully I can win this race today.
Thank you so much for the insight. Good luck for this race. Back to you, Des and Barry.
Well done. Bahasa translation, Indonesia Bahasa translation. No Tagalog though from Daniel, and the wind was blowing there as well.
Yeah, I thought they was going to lose one of the crew then.
Yeah,
going to disappear Mary Poppins style into the clouds.
Really fascinated by the temperature changes and the wind changes and the weather. The rain is promised later on today, so it's really challenging for the riders themselves. And Giancarlo saying it's a challenge himself because it's his first time at zhuhai. There's a lot going through the minds of these young fellas.
Yeah, there is, and the giggle that you heard from Aditya Fauzi, I think it was because under the pressure of sitting on the front row of the grid, he's been trying to speak English, and I think he just couldn't bring it to himself at the time, and that's why he laughed at the end, kind of laughing at himself, I think.
Terrific though. Yeah, well done, Daniel, down there. And you saw, as you were chatting there, cloudy weather, 29 degrees, but it's changeable. And you saw the gusts of winds, which there are a couple of open parts of this circuit as well. And particularly in the underbones, the lightest, this could be an awful lot of fun. And that final corner, you just see the safety car coming around there as well. You can anticipate 9 or 10 going around that at the same time on the last corner.
You're right, Des. It's a really challenging one. It's a much faster corner than, well, obviously turn 12 at Buriram, but also turn 13, final turn at Sepang as well. So different challenge. Murabil Vitoni, a rider that I've marked as a potential champion this season. Faraz Putra for Cardinals Racing. 4/10
quicker, 𝐜𝐸𝐫𝐜𝐿 was, as we're on board, as you say, Faraz Putra. A 2:02.378 for Faraz Putra. Then you've got Giancarlo Maurizio, who we had to speak to. Alongside him, the defending champion, Nazrul Izzat Bahouddin, who quietly has put himself at the top of the championship standings with a P5 and a P2 in round 1.
That's right, he's there or thereabouts. He came through late in the Super Pole session to secure 5th place.
Spectacular performance from Nazrul Izzat in the middle of last year, where it propelled him to the championship. He went 5 races in the top 2, which in the helter-skelter world of underbone is remarkable.
Here's another quick rider, Des. Dimas Juliet Moko, riding for Team One for All this year, which I think will do him some good because they've got such a strong management there.
Felix Putra-Mulya, 2:03.401. Alongside him then 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Trilaksana, a former champion, easy to pick out in the lime green and black with the white helmet. 2nd and 6th, so 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 2nd in the championship standings. 30 seconds as all the cameras are taken off. And I mentioned before the 2 winners of the first 2 races not in the top 10. Fahmi Bassam down in P12, Ahmed Afif Amran down in P14. Doesn't mean that much in underbone, but it is just maybe an indicator of how competitive this field is.
Yeah, it is. There were some surprises. Fazrul Sham down at the back as well.
This will be a short 6th lap of the circuit. This is the formation lap, in which Murabil Vitoni, bike 157, will be keeping a close eye on him. That's the Pitts bike team, always confident. Gosh, even the formation lap looks hectic, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It is just the warm-up lap, people.
As they go out into the countryside at Zhuhai. Circuit looks in really good nick, and it's a nice challenge. And let's run through the grid. 𝐜𝐸𝐫𝐿, a 2-time winner here, will be on pole for Pitts Bike one-way JRT Tech, alongside Murabil Vitoni for Yamaha LFN, and Aditya Fauzi for Race Tech 60 Racing Team on the front row.
And on row 2, we got Faraz Putra Fadil in P4. Giancarlo Maurizio, we were talking to on the grid, P5, and defending champion and championship leader by a single point, Nazrul, P6.
Dimas Juliet Moko for Team One for All, the Indonesian, in P7, alongside his compatriot Felix Putra-Mulya for Yamaha LFN. And 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Trilaksana, Race Tech 60 Racing Team in the easy-to-spot lime green.
Row 4, and it's John Emerson Inguito for 4S1M Evo Yamaha. Next to him, fellow Filipino April King Moscado, and outside Fahmi Bassam.
P13, this is row 5, Gupita Krishna-Wardona for 4S1M Evo Yamaha, and the Yamaha Sniper, alongside Afif Amran, who won race 2 last time for the Pitts Bike team. And Pitaponglo Boingpeng, Team One for All, always seems to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah, so much quality there. On leading row 6 is Fazrul Sham. Next to him, Masato Fernando, and outside of him, Shafiq Rosli.
Who I think is another winner here in the past. Amrul Arif Musa for SCK Honda Racing Team comes in alongside Reikat Yusuf Fadila in P20. So 20 starters today. The championship leader is Nazrul Izzat, bike number 1, because he is the defending champion. And he will be starting on row 6. But the man to really look out for, I think, is 𝐜𝐸𝐫𝐿, who's on pole and just seems to understand this circuit.
Yes, he does. I'm not going to argue with you there, Des, that's for sure. So let's see what the number 13 can do. He's going to join his starting position late. It's the Pitts Bike one-way JRT Tech 2 team, waiting anxiously in pit lane. There's nothing they can do now.
When everybody is in place, that is the man who will be on pole position. The orange and black of 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜𝐿. It's a long wait. Right then, the green flag and the red flag. And we are just about set. It's 6 laps of the track. Red light is out and we are underway, and it's a strong start from Murable Vitoni. He gets away very nicely, does bike 157, right in the middle there. And he's dragging along with him 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜𝐿 in the orange and black. But the man leading the way is bike number 13, 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜𝐿.
Yes, 𝚘𝚟𝚎𝚪 came through there as they jostled their way through turn 1, and Nazarul's come up from row 2 to join him.
I do apologise, it's Fares who was in the orange and black. 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜𝐿 is in the blue, as he has been all season. Okay, everybody's got to wait cleanly through turns 1, 2 and 3 as they come leading down. Nazrul 𝐫𝐫𝐽𝐫. We've seen this from him in the past. He does like to be in the leading group to stay out of a little bit of danger, Nazrul 𝐫𝐫𝐽𝐫. Now it's Aditya Fauzi coming through. Nazrul 𝐫𝐫𝐽𝐫 just leans back into P3. A couple of people have to take evasive action.
Yep, a bit of paint swapping there as they came through. But everybody's still on board, happily.
Slight incline as they come into this left-hander. There aren't many left-handers on this circuit.
So yeah, Aditya Fauzi at the front there. He does like to lead. You've seen him do it often, happily sitting at the front of the groups. The young Race Tech 60 rider.
Come under the Indian oil sign. That's the official oil of the Asian Road Racing Championship. That just takes him to a right-hander. Everyone's being very conservative on this first lap.
Yep, the 2 SCK bikes are in their starting positions at the 19 and 20 positions at the rear of this field, but at the front is the number 1. He's just been mugged for that P1 at the end of the first lap by Aditya Fauzi.
Aditya Fauzi comes through in the lime green, and that's also 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐽𝐫 Trilakshana showing his colours. I'm loving the work though of Nazrul 𝐫𝐫𝐽𝐫, and he just stays in that leading group. Has to pile on the brakes there though and goes from P4 to about P9, literally just because he put the brakes on a little bit earlier. Fares Putra comes through, and the man in the lead there, well, is that Ahmad Afif Amran, who's come right the way from P14 to take the lead at the early stages of lap number 2. It is bike number 50.
Yeah, 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜𝐿's got shuffled back. I think Nazarul's gone backwards as well since they crossed the line.
Well, he put the brakes on just a little bit early and was forced back into a real scrum. Alongside them, bike 11, Ahmed Fazrul Shamma's got up there. Everybody is up there. There were 20 at the start, and there's 20 now within 2 seconds of each other. Oh, we've got a crash, and it's one of the pits bike. It's Ahmad Afif Amran and Fares Putra. Ahmad Afif Amran has gone, and the winner, race 2, last time out, he is out early today by Russell.
Yep, and he'd come up so strongly from further back on the grid. He just got himself up to the front, and off he's gone, and he's taken out another really promising front runner, Fares Putra. So now there are 18.
Well, that was a real upset. Ahmad Afif is such a dangerous man to be behind you. So in some ways, others will be relieved that the threat of Ahmad Afif Amran has gone. And Fares Putra as well.
Fahmi Bassam made short work of that starting from the back of the grid disadvantage, as we thought he might.
Coming through at the end of lap number 2. We are a third of the way through this race. We have a new race leader, and it is Dimas Juli Agmoko, bike number 202 from Indonesia.
And I saw Nazrul then just point his elbow in the direction of Murabil, just to put him in his place. And I tell you what, Des, I think this final turn 14, will play into the hands of Nazrul with those amazing finishes that he manages to pull off.
So long as he can have the right line. 177 is Aditya Fauzi for Racetech 60 Racing Team. Right behind him, well, it's right behind him for a moment was Nazrul, but Nazrul leads the way once again. He has this propensity, he likes to be there or thereabouts at the front. The man who led at the end of the lap, 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜, he drops down as they go under the grandstand. That's a tight right-hander, isn't it?
It certainly is, and Masato Fernando having a much better race. The number 17 there in the kind of mint green number 17.
𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜, where's 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐜? Bike number 13. Stuck in the middle of the pack. He's been so good throughout practice and fastest in qualification.
Yeah, his Cardinals teammate already out, of course, Afif Amran.
Pitts bike got transferred.
Correct.
So long associated with that team. But Nazrul Izzat-Bahudin from UMA Racing, Yamaha Maju Motor Racing, he's got the lead. Close attendance is 𝐷imas Atmoko, team one for all. It's getting very tight, and the lime green of Racetech 60 make a move in there as well. 177, Aditya Fauzi. Aditya will have the narrowest of leads from Shafiq. And the first time we're seeing Masato Fernando in the mix as well.
Yeah, and he's looking like he's enjoying himself as well.
Masato Fernando, bike number 17 from Philippines on the Yamaha Sniper 150 for the G-Renkobi Motor Oil Racing Team.
They used the full length of the full width of the track there as they came down the home straight. Murabil and Nazrul, I noticed, were way off inside the white lines.
The blue of Ahmed Fazrul Sham. Still looking to see if Akid Aziz can make any kind of a move. It's been such a good weekend for him. Instead, Piraponglu Boimpeng makes a burst for the front, followed by Felix Putra Mulya for the Yamaha LFN Indonesia team.
Yeah, they've got a good couple of riders this year. Team one for all, in the shape of Pirapong.
It's hugely competitive throughout. There's good riders.
𝐷imas Pirapong established, 𝐷imas full of potential.
14 leading the way is Piraponglu Boimpeng. Just behind them, Ahmed Fazrul Sham is in the mix as well. He's got himself up into P4. 𝐵𝐵𝐶 Kreshna's made a little bit of a move. The green livery of Racetech 60. They've got, well, one in the middle of the pack and one towards the end of the pack. And Nazrul Izzat-Bahudin looks back just to see where everybody is.
Yeah, and look, coming onto the outside now is Fazrul Sham.
Shafiq Grosley goes through on the inside, through the KYT corner. That's one of the right-handers, bunching up nicely. Well, impossible, just impossible to call. Shafiq Grosley, 36, in the middle of that group for UMA Racing Yamaha Maju Motor. Just goes on the outside, but it's Nazrul Izzat-Bahudin. Gosh, he just seems to get himself in the most magnificent positions, Nazrul Izzat, and he's leading through lap 3. Is there enough of a runoff to actually get a toe and overtake on the home straight here?
Perhaps a little bit, yeah.
For the underbones, perhaps.
But I think they'll probably end up fanning out, but I really do fancy Nazrul to get the right kind of exit from turn 14.
For the first time, we're seeing the orange and black livery of Akid Aziz just beginning to make his way towards the front of that group. He was in P6, then he's swallowed up and moves back down to P9. That allows Ahmed Fazrul Sham to have a moment in the spotlight.
Yeah, both the 4S1M Yamahas of 𝐵𝐵𝐶 and John Emerson and Guito are up there in the mix as well. Well, who isn't? You can see the orange of Akid Aziz, who's quite a long way, well, not a long way back, but several places back from the front of this group.
Midway through this penultimate lap, Nazrul Izzat again just on the shoulders of Ahmed Fazrul Sham. Leading the way is Piraponglu Boimpeng for Team One for All, the tie. Bike number 14, then Ahmed Fazrul Sham comes through. Also coming through, Shafiq Grosley. Of course, they're rivals in the Cup Prix competition that takes place in Malaysia. Similar setups, the 150cc underbones. Again, Indian Oil overlooks and 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 leads the way.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best free practice or qualifying, but he's made his way to the front for the last few laps. 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿.
Dimas Julie is in there as well. Alpine Stars corner. Nazrul Izzati just keeps popping his head out. Bike number 1. I'm here. I'm in the right place. You guys don't need to worry about me. But that corner, if you get the right line, you can maybe get a pull through. It's 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 who has it going into the final lap. 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 from Shafi Crossley, Pirapong Leboympeng, Aditya Fauzi, 𝐭𝐞𝐥𝐿 Maurizio, Nazrul Izzat, 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Aziz down in P8 at the moment. So it is a sprint. It's a 1-lap sprint, Barry Russell.
0.9 of a second covering the first 14 riders, Des.
As you do. As you do. And leading the way, there is 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Aziz. So, has he timed this perfectly? It seems like he has. Getting himself into the lead and into the consciousness of the other riders for the very first time, just at the start of the last lap. 1:57 going through is Murabil Vitoni, who was second on the grid, so don't count him out. Number 1, Nazrul Izzat in the familiar purple of UMA Racing. 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Aziz in the orange and black. There he is, just going around the outside in P4 at the moment. Forced very, very wide, as was 1:57 Murabil Vitoni.
Yeah, waves a hand in apology, but he kept it gassed and no harm done.
Leading the way for the first time, we're seeing John Emerson and 𝐜𝐤. But he's swallowed up by the rest of the pack, including 27 is compatriot Giancarlo Maurizio. Oh, this is impossible to call.
Isn't it? And yeah, there's only one bright green bike there of Aditya Fauzi. He's a little way back. I'm just looking for the number 1.
There is number 1 on the left of the screen, just being squeezed out, drops down into P6. 𝐜𝐤𝐫𝐿 goes around the outside. Time is running out to get into position. And look at this, it's 17, 27, Giancarlo Maurizio, who's leading the way. Behind them, real contact involving Nazrul Izzat as they come into this final corner. Right, the timing has been done absolutely perfectly. And the man who is going to lead the way is 27, Giancarlo Maurizio. Ahead of 𝐵𝐵𝐿 Krishna, 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Aziz P3, Aditya Fauzi 4, Murabil 5, Nazrul Izzat 6. But how about that? He led for best part of half a lap and gets full congratulations from Nazrul Izzat.
Yep, as well he might. Team UMA, Philippines. Congratulated by Team UMA, Malaysia. But that was a brilliantly timed move from Giancarlo Maurizio, who kind of opened his heart to Daniel on the grid, saying that he was nervous and feeling the pressure. Jubilation with the two parts of the UMA Racing setup, Filipino side and the Malaysian side. And 𝐵𝐵𝐿 Krishna, he was close all the way through as well. Came through really well. John Emerson and 𝐜𝐤 was very close to him, but dropped back and ended up finishing 7th. Nazrul was 6th, so a solid 6 for the championship leader going into this anyway. Des, no doubt your magic spreadsheet will update us very shortly.
Moves him on to 41 points, so he's uncatchable at the top, Nazrul Izzat. But this is such a competitive competition. Giancarlo Maurizio, the 3rd different winner in 3 races so far. In fact, we haven't had the same podium. Nobody has made a podium twice this season.
Exactly right, Des.
Fantastic work. John Emerson and 𝐜𝐤, a very respectable P7 for him.
Yep, and another Filipino winner.
𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿 Trilaksana, he struggled a little bit. He did not finish 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿.
Yeah, we didn't see what happened to 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐿. He just quietly disappeared off that back group.
Or was it he and Afif who were involved? No, Afif doesn't finish either. So Afif won last time out, did not finish, crashes today. As we look at the finish for Giancarlo Maurizio for UMA Racing Yamaha Philippines on the Yamaha Sniper 150. And in the end, it's quite a significant margin of victory for him.
0.3, which is a country mile in underbone language.
Everybody goes through. Well, that's how you've got to sort out who is doing what. It's thousandths of seconds right the way down.
It's like a moving Jackson Pollock painting.
Very good. What are we? Less than a second separating 1 from 11. But 3/10 clear at the top. 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐜𝐿 along ahead of 𝐜𝐢𝐫𝐜𝐿 for 4S1M Evo Yamaha. Akid Aziz in P3, a further 10th down. 2 tenths down on him as Aditya Fauzi. Then Murabul Vitoni, a 10th down on him. 500ths down is Najul Izzat, another very good P6 for Najul Izzat. John Emerson Ngito in P7, 200ths down on Najul Izzat, and then Felix Putra comes through, just 200ths down on John Emerson Ngito. There, your top 8. Fahmi Bassam, a winner in race number 1. P9 here for bike 222. Again, within 8 tenths of the winner, Pitaponglo Boimpeng in P10. April King Moscado, 3 Filipinos in the top 10, or top 11, sorry. Ahmed Fazrul Sham, a leader coming into the final lap, finishes in P12. Shafi Grosley, second coming into the final lap in P13. Masato Fernando, a leader on the final lap, finishes in P14. And Rekat Yusuf Fadila, that's a good result for the SCK Honda Racing Team in 15. No points for Amrul Arif Musa, the second SCK Honda rider. Nor for Dimas Juliat Moko. Wow, that'll upset him. Or for Faris Putra, Mohammed Fadil of Cardinals Racing. Wayu Ajuchalaksana and Ahmed Afif Amran did not finish.
Full of surprises again, Des.
Underbone. You win the Underbone Championship. You put some consistency together, and it's a remarkable achievement.
That's why I think it's a good start for Nazarul. 1 podium, a 5th, a 6th.
Very impressive as we look at on Zhuhai, as the riders come through. The purple of Team Uma Racing. Lots of smiles, as you'd expect, and there'll be lots of Filipino smiles and lots of Filipino chatter, good mood in the pit lane tonight. Hoping that we can, through that scrum and through that excitement, get a post-reaction. But there is the park fair, mate. It looks very hectic down there, Barry.
It does, yeah. I just spotted Daniel there in the scrum, and other team members getting themselves unusually in front of the camera. A little smile there from Nasha, snarling.
So 3 races gone in this season. John Emerson Ngito, Felix P8, Fahmi Bassam. Trying to think who else really might be a bit frustrated. Ahmed Fazrul Sham, who was leading. He so often does lead, Ahmed Fazrul Sham. And now coming into focus to give us some focus on the race that we've just seen. Let's go down to Daniel Bogus.
We're down here with Giancarlo after a fabulous Underbone 150 ride. You said on the grid that you want to push for the win, and you finally got it now. How does it feel?
Now, at first, I didn't expect to win. So after 2 years, I finally make it. Yeah. So all the plans devised properly, it executed properly, I mean. Then I managed to take this position without any errors, without any body contacts, just skills and safe riding. Yeah.
Wonderfully said, John.
No words can describe. And to all Filipinos rider, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumuporta. Sa wakas nakuha din natin. And sa mga sponsors ko, Yamaha Philippines, UMA, SEC, maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Okay. Beautifully said. Congratulations once again.
Highlights of the first race of the weekend from Zhuhai at the Underbone 150cc category. And John Emerson Ngito involved fairly early on. Giancarlo Maurizio back in P5 on the grid. Bike number 27, keep an eye out for him. But throughout the whole 6 laps, Barry Russell, there were multiple race leaders.
Yeah, there were, and it was a pretty clean race, but one of the closest, even by Underbone's incredible standards. This was so close, with less than a second covering the first 14 of 15 for almost the whole length of the race.
Amadafi Famran just in P3 there in the orange and black. It looked like he was going to be in a good position. In fact, Pitchbike were in a good position. Then he just goes in and he takes out. That was Fares that he took out. Yeah. Just seemed to lose it, did Amadafi Famran. So last racer's winner out. In the meantime, coming through from a long way down, bike number 36 there was Shafi Grosley. He looked in good nick. A little bit of body contact there for Nazrul Izzat. We got 2 laps to go. Ahmad Fazrul Sham takes the lead. We must have had 12 different race leaders out of the 20 riders who were out there.
Yep, I do think we did.
I will count that up actually a little bit later on. Shafi Grosley with the fastest lap as we come into with 2 laps to go. This is bike 14, Pitabonglu Boimpeng. Team One for All, one of those race leaders. Ahmad Fazrul Sham, bike number 11, another of them. Nazrul Izzat had led. Akid Aziz never did lead, but Masato Fernando did. And Giancarlo Maurizio timed his spurt quite perfectly. John Emerson Guito, bike number 22. He had his moment in the lead, but then with about a third of the lap to go, bike 27, Giancarlo Maurizio for UMA Racing MMR Yamaha Philippines. He comes through and he wins by quite a margin ahead of 𝐜𝐫𝐜𝐿, who never was in the lead but finishes with 20 points, and Akid Aziz, the pole sitter, who finishes in P3.
Yeah, that was going to be my observation about 𝐜𝐫𝐿, is that he didn't actually lead, but he stayed there and he came through in P2. So good for his championship. Will anybody make a second appearance on the podium in 2024 in the Underbones tomorrow?
I think the podium, Daniel is acting as MC as well as interviewer and commentator for much of the early parts of this practice and qualification, as he calls out Akid Aziz, who loves this circuit.
In second place from Indonesia.
He does. If you're going to bet on anybody having a double podium this weekend, it would be Akid.
And your race winner from the Philippines,
I think quite a happy.
Mauricio.
Yeah, 𝐜𝐵𝐿 delighted with that P2.
And Mauricio utterly delighted. We're going to have the Philippines national anthem, which we have had for this tournament here. McKinley Kyle Paz is a former winner here, but this one is very much belonging to Giancarlo Mauricio, the Philippines national anthem.
And now to present
Lupang Hinirang, the Philippine national anthem. Proudly, hand on heart. Ms. Gong Hong Guo, the FIM Asia Vice President, handing out the awards. And 𝐜𝐵𝐿, quietly efficient 𝐜𝐵𝐿, former champion. Don't count him out. Didn't have a good, in fact, 2 did not finish as 𝐜𝐵𝐿 Kreshna in the first round, so that's him on the podium, making a bit of a statement. But really big statement coming in from Giancarlo Maurizio. He did not finish in a P13. Tamodran, the FIM Asia jury president, handing out the team award to UMA Racing MMR Yamaha Philippines. Well, thanks to FIM for their continued active support of the Asian Road Racing Championships. Mostly, though, congratulations to the 3 racers Malaysia, Indonesia and Philippines. It truly is the Asia Road Racing Championship. And you come top of the pile in the underbones, and you've got yourself through an awful lot of traffic and onto the north.